E-voice is the reason you're going to make more money in 2013. How? There are hundreds of ways. You can see them all when you go to jmohr.com and click the e-voice banner. Here are some examples. When customers call, you'll have your own toll-free number, professional greeting, dial-by-name directory, and more. You'll sound like a Fortune 500 company and blow away your competitors. E-voice even takes all your voicemails, transcribes them, and sends them to you instantly as a text or an email, so you can check voicemails before the meeting ends and not look rude, like I do when I'm checking my emails as I'm interviewing a guest. Oh, busted. eVoice is only $10 a month. They have a 6-month free trial that is about to come to an end, so make sure you sign up for free trial right now between now and the end of this month to start your free trial before it's too late. Support Fake Mustache Studios. Stop what you're doing. Hit pause. Set up your eVoice free trial and see what I'm talking about before the end of the month. Go to evoice.com, promo code J. That's evoice.com, promo code J. Or you know what? Just go to jmohr.com and click the eVoice banner right now. And don't be a rude guy. Be a good guy, a cool guy, be an e-voice guy. In the time it takes you to go to the post office, you could probably finish a handful of other important tasks on your busy schedule. Why keep wasting your time like that when you could use Stamps.com to get postage right from your desk? With Stamps.com, my friends, you can buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package using your own computer and printer. Get everything from stamps to shipping labels. I would like to have shipping labels. I got them because I use Stamps.com. The instant I need any of it, I got it. Hand it over to your letter carrier. They do the rest. You'll never have to go to the post office again. You guys should really try Stamps.com to understand what I'm talking about. Right now, I have a special offer code when you use my last name, Mohr, M-O-H-R, no risk trial. $110 bonus offer that includes a digital scale and up to $55 free postage. You will never have to go to the post office again unless you're a service dog or you're one of the most wanted on those cool posters. And if you are, I don't recommend standing next to a service dog or next to your own photo in your cool poster. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else. Click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in MOHR. Stamps.com. Enter more. Look, you got to plan for your future. You do financial planning, you get insurance. But to get real peace of mind, you got to make sure your family is legally protected, you guys. So where do you turn for affordable legal protection that you can trust? LegalZoom.com. That's the spot. For over 12 years, they've been helping Americans get personalized wills, power of attorney, living trust, real estate documents, and more. LegalZoom also start and maintain businesses with incorporation and LLC filings, trademarks, and copyrights. Their time-saving service was developed by a team of experienced attorneys, and LegalZoom takes care of you from start to finish. LegalZoom documents have been accepted by courts and government agencies in all 50 states. LegalZoom is not a law firm, but they can connect you to an attorney and provide self-help services at your specific direction. For even more savings, enter my last name, MOHR, in the referral box at checkout. If you're a parent or an entrepreneur, don't wait any longer. Call or visit LegalZoom.com and protect what's yours.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game change.
Donuts.
If you want a battle, it's either that you will or you won't. You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Started out, you know.
Really?
Yeah. And then to really make it happen, you cup the bottom just like this. And that's how you block out the bass and the drums and everything else. He'll hear it on the headset.
Let me try it. Yeah, we run a little bit hot tonight. I can barely see the road.
You watch me do it. I do it on
heat
stage
coming off.
Constantly. You block out all the ambient with your hand here and get it right down in there and really go.
David Lee Roth is the guest. I've been looking forward to you coming in here for a long time. I'm a huge Van Halen fan. In fact, when I wrestled in high school, all we listened to was Van Halen 1 over and over and over. But I got to give credit to Mr. Indiana here. You are also the guy, when you went solo, you didn't half-ass it. The only reason I know who Steve Vai is is because of you, because he was in your solo career band. So you brought a lot of really cool musicians into the fold. Like all of a sudden we were going, who's this guy that's making the guitar talk on tour with David Lee Roth?
A little bit of class and a little dignity and some respect, along with the pirate laugh, and along with the drink tickets and the two-tone shoes, comes a real salute to musicians, particularly the ones who came before there were microphones or before there was even a camera to want, to lust to be in front of, or even behind. You know, we like to be behind the scenes as well. What about all of our colleagues, that long, well, in West Point, they call it the long gray line. What color is our line? If it's show people.
Oh, showbiz in general? Probably white for Coke.
The long white line that goes all the way back before there was microphones.
Robert Johnson.
Hello.
Go down to the ground.
That long white line goes long before there was any video screens or movie screens to watch.
Just Sunhouse, just chopping up chunky rails.
Yeah.
You're an old blues guy at heart. I mean, you can't hide that. You can have all the samurai swords and high leg kicks you want, but I know, I'm your ice cream man. Stop me when I'm driving by. Like you got some R&B chops, man. I dig it.
Thank you. Well, I think Jay, it was mostly a case of second generation. We didn't know it at the time in the 60s, but, in terms of the real root of who we were imitating were, 74-year-old dead black guys from places like Rutherford, Mississippi, and points even farther south into the Delta. If you listen to half the Stones and the Zeppelins and the list is quite long.
Well, Stones and Zeppelin just steal the songs entirely.
Boom, you got a lot of
That's
that.
Two albums.
That blues
I'm a King Bee and all the B-sides they took off of Willie Dixon that nobody ever called bullshit on.
Well, now that we're coming all the way around full circle, there's the longevity. That's where you can turn 70 and 80 and ultimately move, often into your 90s if you survive it. That's the kind of music, you go back to the root of it.
What inspired you to do covers like I'm Just a Gigolo and stuff like that? Not exactly blues stuff, but you certainly wanted to pay an homage to maybe the crooners, I'm guessing.
Big band. No, it's not so much crooning as the stomp. The difference between sing and stomp is instead of that swing, here's stomp. Like this. I'm going to be playing probably this November, the 25th anniversary of the Blue Note in Tokyo, with a big band there. And big band is the original hard rock. They load up on those low saxophones, and they load up on all the baritones and everything.
The last place we saw trombones.
Hello, bwop, and you can feel the boom in the room. If you look at your beer glass, it's making those little circles that start in the center.
It is amazing. Back in the day, that was like their Van Halen, like Little Brown Jug by Glenn Miller. It was like, oh, it's on now.
Yeah.
Like, come on, let's dance.
And you could feel that in your stomach.
It made guys want to have sex or fight. Like, it was that kind of rock.
The hips don't lie. So now the Duke Ellington Big Band just called recently to see if I wanted to play with them. And we will do those kinds of tunes, but it's that stuff is way downtown. There's some dirt under the fingernails if you do that kind of music right. And they were the first ones to do the cutting contests that everybody became familiar with. The Savoy Ballroom, Chick Webb versus Benny Goodman. And they both had to play the same songs, but you could cook it up, in your own arrangement, and then the audience would judge you, and play until 9-10 in the morning for the breakfast shift. Woo!
Talk
Start
about
spreading the news.
Talk about the long white line. That's why they were still dancing at 10 o'clock in the morning. The Roth Show is your podcast, and it's a video cast as well, right?
Yes.
I listened to it. I was on the road. I was listening to it, and I was late for my own gig because you're out there, bro. Like, you really go out into the stratosphere, and you circle it back around. Where I start thinking when I listen to the Roth Show, and I encourage all my listeners to listen to the Roth Show and watch it, you go off on a tangent where I go, oh, wow, this guy's really fucking crazy. And then you close the gate behind me, and I realize he's not. You definitely have all, you call back and you bring it all full circle. It's very impressive.
Thank you.
It's me washing your balls.
Well, it's campfire. It's learning to tell a story.
Yeah.
It's
learning
to get
bro.
everybody to gather ever closer to the speaker.
But how do you do that when you're sitting by yourself? How do you know what you're saying is of worth? Or does that come from being a front man that everything you say is of worth?
It comes from being slightly autistic, Jay. It's better with an audience, but I don't really need one.
Oh, you had a great line.
I would prefer an audience.
Yeah,
but
wouldn't we all? It's hard to get paid without one.
Oh, you know what else too? I'm so used to being around the neighbors at 5 a.m. I'm a little hyper. I don't sleep a lot of hours in a row. At 5 a.m, I can't wake up the neighbors with music. So I started dancing around without music, and I just humming to myself. And originally the dog fled. He's used to it now.
No, that's his name, Fled. Originally, the dog fled, left.
Yeah, fled split. And, we've made...
Fled Zeppelin.
It's a dog's version.
Yeah, exactly.
Stairway to the Doghouse.
Very well. It goes down. This. You said dirt under the nails about those old band leaders. And I remember I've talked about you and your band and all different bands that you've been in at depth. I'm an audiophile, and I love songs like "Hot for Teacher," which starts with that long, cascading drum intro, and then Eddie, playing obviously. But it's not for me. It's not till "Little Girl from Cherry Lawn." How could you be so bold? That's the sentence that the hips don't lie. That's the sentence. The whole song is so banana. I don't feel tardy. It's all fun and great. This is don 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 don, and it's really just a great riff. It's a sped up blues, but not until you say "Little Girl from Cherry Lawn." How good! And I was talking to Rob Riggle. We were on a sitcom together at the same time, and the listeners won't be able to see it, but he goes, "Oh yeah, that's the only part of the song where there's some." He just made that look with his mouth, and I went, "Oh yeah." That's the hips don't lie.
A little bit. You put a little salt in the rice. You don't drench it.
Season it.
Just a little something.
Little girl from Cherry. What made you pick Cherry Lawn? It's just a town in Orange County, dog? Or?
Oh, there's little familiar things. If you go through my songs, there's everybody in there from Mark Twain to Batman. There's everything from Spider-Man to the latest Kurosawa epic.
Who wins in a fight, Spider-Man or Batman?
Sorry?
Who wins in a fight, Spider-Man or Batman?
Well, you mean in terms of
just the barroom
coolest overall?
Bro, let's not expand the circle here. Everyone's drinking at a bar. Both guys happen to be in the bar. Some shit breaks out, and they're mano a mano. Who wins the fight?
Oh, that's Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think he's just going to web the shit out of him.
Well, clearly. Well, yeah, he has...
Your utility belt, he can't reach
360. For it. He can occupy that space between the floor and the ceiling, like a rock climber. Batman has to, actually, he's terra bound. He's part of the ground, but Spider-Man
terra bound.
He's 360 out. He's anywhere in the room, including dangling. How do you whip that?
There was a right answer to that question, and you got it, David. David Lee Roth on More Stories, getting all the answers right. What is your favorite Van Halen album?
I don't know if there's an entire
there has to
album.
Be. All right, let me put it a different way. All your Van Halen albums are sinking in the ocean. You can only grab one to show the electron in the sky when your time is done and go, this is what I did when I was with my mates and we were all getting along. This is it.
That's pretty amorphous, and I'm not even sure what amorphous means. Let's say we're drowning, I have to grab an album because it's the one a Brazilian supermodel on an island.
Yeah.
And I want to show to her.
This is how cool I am.
This is ultimately done well, my ticket.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
My entry fee.
That's what I meant to say. I was coming back up the stairway from the doghouse.
My ticket. Okay. The first one, I think.
Yeah?
That's the one that came no mind. What do you call that in Japanese? Mushin. No mind. It happened because